They thought I would die in that car crash. But when I opened my eyes, I had already rewritten everyone's fate. My foster brother stood at the orphanage gate, wearing a faded white shirt. The wind made him look thinner, colder than I remembered. Before I could react, my usually calculating sister ran straight into his arms, smiling, bright, eager, almost desperate. My heart sank. I knew she remembered too. And this time she chose a completely different path. In our previous life, she had pushed me aside without hesitation and taken the front seat of a black luxury SUV, the one that belonged to the White family. She was taken away, wrapped in designer brands, placed into a mansion in the New York suburbs, while I was left behind like something disposable. You were born for a poor life, she had told me, Dot, and for a while she was right. She lived the life everyone envied. Until 5 years later, when the White family cast her out. No money, no connections, no safety net. She fell fast and died alone on a street no one cared to remember. As for me, I survived the life she mocked. I studied like my life depended on it, stayed with my foster brother, won scholarships, got into the Ivy League, built a company, built a future. So this time she chose them, and I chose the car. When the door closed behind me, I didn't look back, because I knew this was an opportunity. It was a transaction. And the White family was colder than poverty ever was. Their mansion stood in the New York suburbs, grand like a palace, but lifeless. Staff moved like shadows, efficient, silent, careful. Mrs. White looked at me once. From today on, your name is Olivia White, no questions. No discussion. My name, my identity. My entire life were written in a single sentence. I lowered my head and accepted. In this house, obedience is the only currency. They gave me everything: a life education, finance, business management, etiquette, French. Even my future was mapped out. Which university, which circles, which alliances. That's when I understood I wasn't adopted. I was selected. A cultivated heir. Soon after, I met Ethan White. He stood on a private school basketball court, sunlight hitting him just right, confident, reckless, untouchable. The next second, a basketball slammed into my shoulder. No warning. No apology. People watched. I picked up the ball, walked over, and handed it back. Brother, he paused. Just for a moment, something flickered in his eye, surprise, maybe discomfort. Then it was gone. He smirked, already labeling me as another girl trying to please him. I didn't explain. This family didn't run on emotions. The next year, I didn't stop moving. While others went to parties, I studied case reports. While they rested, I learned investment structures and market strategy. In 1 year, I finished what others took 3 to complete. For the first time, Mrs. White looked at me properly. Good, she said. Then she gave me my real assignment. Bring him back, Ethan. The heir no one believed in anymore. I agreed. Because from that moment on, I was no longer outside the game. I was on the board. The first time I went out alone, I saw my sister again. She was handing out flyers under the burning sun, her face flushed red, but her eyes still sharp, still calculating. The White family is dangerous, she said the moment she saw me. A warning or bait. She talked about how close she and our foster brother had become, how they would apply to college together, how their future would surpass mine. I didn't argue, because she had chosen my old path. But this time the ending would be different. Back at the White House, I used the unlimited black card for the first time. Gifts for everyone's staff, driver, butler. And for Ethan, a limited edition racing model. You're good at this, he said, like it was an insult, but he kept it. That night, I saw it placed in the most visible spot in his room. The first time he didn't reject me. Later, we entered the same elite private school. He was still rebellious. But every day, there was a snack on my desk. No one admitted it, but I knew. He started waiting for me after school. Standing up for me when others targeted me. Stepping in front of me without thinking. And then that day came. I heard he went mountain racing. My body went cold. Because in the last life, that's where everything ended for him. The crash. The paralysis. The collapse of his entire future. I ran. Like I had lost my mind. But I was too late. The car lost control. It slammed into the guardrail. The sound tore through the air. I tried to get closer, but someone grabbed me. He messed with the wrong people, someone sneered. I was slapped, forced to the ground. My face pressed against the dirt, but my eyes never left the wreck. I couldn't let this happen again. I wouldn't. Then I saw my foster brother. I screamed for him, but he only looked at me once, then turned away, pulled back by my sister. Something inside me snapped. Some people don't deserve a second chance. The metal bar came down. I closed my eyes. Then a dull impact. Someone stepped in front of me. Ethan. Blood dripped onto my face, warm, blinding. And something in me broke. No more calculation. No more restraint. I fought back with everything I had until the police arrived. I lost consciousness in the chaos. When I woke up, everything was white. Hospital lights. He was still in surgery. Another few minutes, the doctor said, and his legs would have been gone. I sat there, didn't move, didn't speak, until the doors finally opened. He was alive, pale but alive. That's when I realized I had beaten fate before, but this time I almost lost him. The day he woke up, he looked at me for a long time, then quietly said, Dot's sister, and for the first time I cried. After that, everything changed. He started studying, taking responsibility, stepping into the role he had once rejected. And I stood beside him. We entered top university lists, stepped into higher circles. Everyone who once looked down on me went silent. As for my sister and my foster brother, they fell apart. Grades dropped. Arguments grew. Resources disappeared. They tried to recreate their past success. But everything slipped out of control. On graduation day, my foster brother came to find me. I remember everything, he said. Our past us. It was real. I looked at him and felt nothing. We don't know each other, I said. Not out of anger, but choice. Some people once is enough. At the airport, he stood in the crowd watching me. I didn't turn back. The plane lifted. Above the clouds, a brand new world. And this time, my life would never be rewritten for anyone else again.